Hey guys, Happy New Year. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late getting on here with my New Year's message. A few obstacles came up, and 2019 started out um, really in a very challenging way. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on, but I wanted to discuss with you what's going on for 2019 in terms of a universal vibration. Okay, so many of you already know what your personal vibration is going to be, what your personal year is going to be. And regardless of what that personal year is, you need to observe the influence of the universal year. So let's talk for a second about 2018. Okay, so 2018 was a master number 11 universal year. Whoo doggy, was that an intense year or what? Okay, talk about sensitivity. Everybody was feeling it, a little bit more sensitive. Everybody had this big flashlight, that was shining down on their lives, and it was causing them to see themselves in a different light, see everybody else in a different light. It was 2018 had a lot to do with spiritual growth, right? Everybody sort of experienced a little bit more with regards to spiritual growth. You might have taken some courses. But last year ran almost like we had lead boots on to a certain degree compared to what the year before was. Remember 2000? Hey, Lisa. Hey, Wanda. Compared to 2017, in 2017, we had a one universal year. So that gave us lots of energy to go, right? Regardless of where you were in your personal year, you were given a little bit more extra oomph to get the job done, plant some seeds. Okay, so each one of us kind of had that impetus to plant something in 2017. In 2018, the energy slowed down because there's a rhythm, okay, that happens with the universe. 1 year we get thrown forward. In a 2-year we get brought back because we have to rest and restore, because as we go into our 3-year, boom, we're going forward again, right? So think about this universally. This applies to each and every one of us. Hey, Jean, good to see you. There's Kathy Simmons, Belger. Hey, girlfriend. Big kiss. So when we're looking at the universal year, we have to think of it as like an umbrella. Okay, so there's this big umbrella that is hanging over us that's influencing us in some way. So last year, that umbrella brought in this big spotlight that allowed you to see things differently. You saw things with maybe a little bit more illumination. You saw things a little bit more clearly, maybe things that have been hidden from you all of a sudden you discovered. Maybe there were flaws in your relationship you didn't know. Maybe you had a breakup as a result of discovering something about your relationship that wasn't so good. But at the same time, you might have looked at yourself and gone, wow, I've got some talents and gifts I never knew I had, right? Maybe your intuitive abilities really were increased. Either way, 2018 was a year where we were all feeling a little bit more sensitive, maybe a little bit more tired, because we had to exhibit a lot of patience, right? So it was a year of collaborations. It was a year of working one-on-one with people, and maybe not so much the group dynamic going on, more of a wait and see kind of a game with one-on-one kind of relations going on. So right now, we've just gone into 2019. So that means that 2019, when we add 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9, it comes to 12. 1 and 2 equals 3, okay? So we know that we're in a 3 universal year, but we're still feeling a little bit of the energy from last year, from 2018, okay? So until about the end of March, you're gonna have a bit of a blend of the two, okay? So there's a part of you that is still a little bit focused on relationships, maybe not feeling too confident to kind of step it up, maybe not feeling the energy, but as we start rolling it into 2019, you'll start feeling it more, okay? So 2019 is kind of a cool year. As we say, it's a 3 universal year. So there's many things that go along with a 3 universal year. That's all about creativity. It's all about communication. It's about having the courage to step up. It's about self-awareness and really putting it out there. Hey, Debbie Campbell, good to see you. And it has a lot to do with expressing yourself in a way that maybe you haven't been able to before. Last year, you would have been kind of sitting back and taking time out to kind of think about what you wanted to say. Maybe you've been having a struggle in a relationship. Maybe you want to take the relationship to the next level. But last year you would have been sort of thinking about, how am I going to do that? And what do I want to do with that? And this year gives you the courage, right? And I think it's interesting as we look at the letter C. There's so many words that start with the letter C that describe the universal year of 3, first being creativity, right? Well, the C vibrates at the number 3, go figure, right? 2019 is a 3 universal year. Creativity starts at the C vibrates at the 3. Then we have communication, also starts with a C. Courage, collaboration, all these words start with a C. So it's all about the code, right? It's all about cracking the code. So it's all about self-improvement this year. It's about expansion. It's about taking risks and having the courage to step into who you are, okay? This is a much lighter energy than last year was, all right? So, hey, Janet. Hey, Nicole. This is a year where we're really going to be able to take opportunities to inspire other people. Lighten up. Last year was kind of serious. Last year was a little bit of a heavy blanket, right? But this year that blanket's come off and we're going to be allowed to express ourselves a little differently, maybe in a more optimistic, positive way. The year of 3, universal year of 3, is always about optimism. It's about joy. It's about happiness, right? It's about doing silly things and becoming very childlike. Learn how to dance, learn how to sing. God forbid, learn how to karaoke. Let's not go there. It's a painful memory from my immediate past. It's going to be a year that'll be a little bit more social. It's really good for collaborations. It's just a great year. I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff coming up in the arts, right? The Academy Awards and whatnot in the theater. I think there's going to be all kinds of really cool stuff happening because this is the year of entertainment. You're also going to see a lot more shows coming on TV about comedy. Wouldn't that be a relief to get a little bit more comedy going on than all this reality TV that's going on? Oh my God, if I see one more advertisement for a reality TV show. Hey, Lauren. And Stella's there. Good to see you, Stella. So this is this is 2019. So when we're looking at the 19th year of this century, okay, so the 19, when we think about the 19, we have to think about the fact that in the 19, we got a 1, we got a 9, and in numerology, we go 1, 9/1. Okay, so the 9 that's in there is always finding ways to empower, to inspire, to help, to serve other people. This is not a year to be really focused on yourself. This is a year of what can I do for somebody else? What can I do to raise the vibration of somebody else? That's all we're ever meant to do on this planet. We complicate things a lot, but really all we're ever intended to do is find ways to inspire and empower other people. So it's a year to take the focus off of yourself. The 9 is a very humanitarian number. It's the number of the healer. It's the number that says, I need to be a leader this year. I need to step it up. And instead of me worrying about how am I going to make it, let's worry about how am I going to help someone else make it? Because ultimately their success is going to be your success, right? So it's all about pushing them from behind and helping other people. So I tend to think of myself, I mean, I'm a 7, okay? I'm a 16/7. My life path number is a 7. So the 7 is a spiritual teacher. And I believe that my purpose is to inspire and empower people through the events and experiences I've had through my life. So I tend to wear a lot of my life on my sleeve, okay? So I share a lot of intimate stuff with you guys that maybe I wouldn't even share with a complete stranger. But anyway, I do it because I feel that what I go through, I'm supposed to turn that into some kind of a lesson. Any obstacle that I've met has always been an opportunity to learn, right? Our obstacles, we need to get that this year, especially. Our obstacles are our greatest gifts. Our challenges are our greatest gifts, right? We're not sent here to be unhappy. We're not sent here to be miserable, right? We're sent here to grow. We're sent here to evolve. Why else would we have these crappy things that happen to us unless we're meant to experience something positive from them? Sorry, I've got so many notes here written, so much stuff I want to talk to you about today. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit off track here. So the purpose of me coming on today, it's taken me a few days to put this together in my head in a way that I can convey what I want to convey. Sorry. New Year's Eve, myself and my husband were at a New Year's party in our area. And there were 2 parties basically going on. And we had a lovely group. We've been there. We go there every year. And it's just a really great gathering of friends. And right before the stroke of midnight, 2 young fellas came in. And obviously I'm not going to name them, but 2 young fellas came in. And they came in to wish us all a happy new year. And they decided that they would leave right before New Year's to go and be with their families so that they could be there for the stroke of 12 with their families. And they were just the next cottage down. And one of the young fellas had left on the road and the other one left on the lake. The one that left on the road came back and told us he thought that something awful had happened, and sure enough, it did. So one of the young fellows, only 25 years old, an only child, God forbid, went through the ice and drowned. And we were all there, and so we spent the night trying to pray and hope that this was going to turn out well. Obviously, it didn't turn out so well. So I am wired to believe that things happen for a reason. I'm wired to rethink it. Let's take, there's a lot of people going, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could happen. And this is how, we're talking like minutes after midnight. This is when this happened. And a lot of people might set the tone and define their year based on this event. Okay. The message I'm trying to convey is that regardless of what happens to you, you have to be aware that you're going to get what you expect. If you feel that whatever events have happened to you, maybe in 2018, a lot of people are leaving 2018 going, oh my God, so glad that year is behind me kind of thing. Well, the people who are saying, oh my God, I'm so glad that year behind me are not the ones that have learned the lessons from it. How about, oh my God, thank you for the lessons. Oh my God, thanks for the obstacles. Thank you for the illumination, right? If we don't show gratitude for our obstacles, they're always going to be setting us up to be a victim. And we can't move if we're a victim, right? We can't move out of that victimhood if we always choose to be the victim, right? So it really is about choices. So I guess my message today is to make sure that we're not letting any sad events, any horrible things that happen, any obstacles that you faced or whatever. You can choose to let these things define the way your year is going to roll out. You can focus on them, and trust me, this has been a very, very difficult week for myself, my husband, and many, many, many people. So it's something occurred to me as I was going through this. I had planned to deliver a message to you guys on the 1st. Obviously, we hadn't slept all night, and it was just, the whole thing was just so difficult. And I remembered a pattern that I used to have where if I wasn't feeling very secure about something, I'd find something to hang that on. I'd like, I can't rise to the occasion. I can't deliver because this event happened, in my life. So I'm going to hang my hat on that for a while, right? But I chose not to do that this time around. I chose to kind of give myself a few days to kind of wrap my head around it. I had to firstly wrap my head around why. Why does this happen? And I have to believe that this young fella is a messenger, right? I believe that there's a lot of people who will benefit from his life, but also from don't take this the wrong way, but his death will also send a message to say, be careful out there. Don't take these risks. Don't take these chances. He made a choice, right? And it didn't play out well. But I like to believe that his life was not taken in vain, that maybe other young people will go, whoa, okay, let's stop doing this behavior, let's stop taking these chances or whatever. So hopefully something good will come from that. So I had to take my time to kind of wrap my head around that. But really, at the end of the day, it's about shifting your focus away from the negative and trying to flip it onto the positive, right? So what can we gain from this? Well, I thought, okay, so everything that happens to me that's really huge, I know that it's something I have to deliver to you. Okay, I know that I have to make a spin on this. I have to weave it into something productive and powerful and inspiring to give back to you. Okay, or why else would I experience this stuff? And so really what I'm saying is we have to make sure that we're shifting our focus onto something positive always, because anything we give our energy, attention, and focus to is going to get bigger. This is the year where we need to expand. This is the year where we need to support each other. This is the year when we need to collaborate in groups, right? This is not a year to be focused on yourself, right? This is a year to put it out there and support everyone, okay? So if we're going to sit there and wallow in our grief, or if we're going to sit there and wallow in our limitations and whatnot, we're wasting the energy. Every single day that goes by is supporting us in some way. We can't ignore that, right? So we constantly have to shift our focus onto something a little bit more positive. We always have to remember that we're going to get what it is we expect, okay? So as you believe, so, right? If you believe that whatever has happened to you in 2018 was horrible, I guess it was, right? That's your belief. If you believe that whatever happened to you on New Year's Eve is going to is going to mark your year with tragedy for the rest of the year, as you believe, so it is, right? So we have to, take the moment, take a breath, look at this and say, okay, what have I learned from this? What do I need to do? How can I inspire somebody else with this, what I've just gone through? So 2018 gave you a time to reflect on the changes that you want to make. Now you have to ask yourself, where's my focus going to be? I had a timeout last year. We were all wearing lead boots last year, okay? This year is the time to walk. It's actually a time to run. And ask yourself, where do you want to go? What's your why? Why do you want to do what it is you say you want to do? Get clear on that, right? This is a really good year to do that. Remember, we only get this opportunity once in 9 years to harness whatever the universe is giving us, okay? Whether that's your personal year or whether it's your universal year, either way, it's all about how do we harness that energy and make the best of it. So first of all, I'm going to challenge you to look at your obstacles as your gifts, okay? There's a good book, actually, I just ordered it. What was it called? I read the reviews on it, it was excellent. It's called Obstacle is the Way. Can't wait to read it, okay? It's by Ryan Holiday. You might want to check that out. I'm really, really impressed with what I've read so far. There's actually some YouTube videos on it too, and there's actually the whole audiobook's on YouTube if you want to check that out. But that's the truth. You have to look at your obstacles as your gifts. That son of a bitch that works with you, that pisses you off every single day and makes you feel like dirt. Look at that guy in the eye and go, thank you. Thank you for being that guy that is helping me to understand I don't need to be here. I'm much better than this, right? And I choose not to allow, I choose to ignore how you're trying to make me feel, because nobody can make me feel anything unless I choose to feel it. Okay, that's your challenge number one. So you've got to express your gratitude for the obstacles, for the challenges. Show gratitude for the lessons. Okay, so many lessons. Oh my God, last year was full of them. Number two, choose to step up and release your fears. Choose to be optimistic. Right? Nobody can make you feel optimistic unless you choose to feel that way, right? So let's choose optimism this year. Let's step away from negativity in the staff room. Let's choose to post anything. I challenge all of you, post nothing but positive comments on Facebook. Do you know how powerful this place is? Like, Facebook blows my mind in terms of what an amazing medium it is, but there's so much garbage that gets put on there. I got a runny nose, I got the sniffles, I got this going on, I got that. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. I make that sound very crass, but it's true. Everybody has their own agenda, right? But why can't we use this space as being a place where we can drop some positive comments, right? This is a fantastic place to raise the vibration of another. That's all you have to do. Just raise the vibration. I put a challenge on in my Master Number 11 membership, or Master Number 11 portal. And we did it for the month of November, where everybody had to post something, some way that they inspired somebody else, right? Just whatever, like a compliment, pay it forward on a coffee, whatever, just do something. That's all you have to do in the day. And you only have to do it for one person if that's all you want to do. But take a moment to raise the vibration of another. Your vibration goes up. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. So be optimistic. And number three, stop procrastinating and take a healthy risk. Reinvent yourself this year. This is what this is all about. 2019 is all about reinventing yourself. Okay. It's about independent action, but you don't have to do it alone. You can bring in the group to help you, right? Bring in the group to help you. Consider who you want to be. Who do you want to become this year, right? What did you learn last year? What can you apply to it this year, right? I think we all should sit back and reflect on 2018 and ask ourselves, what did we learn about ourselves, right? I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. What is it we had to learn about ourselves? Last year was my 3 personal year, and many of you might have watched my transformation, where my old website, as nice as it was very corporate. And it was very corporate because when I first came into numerology many years ago, there weren't that many people out there that had kind of a corporate professional image. And so I wanted to be that girl. I wanted people to take numerology seriously. But what I realized was that I wasn't taking myself seriously enough, right? So when I started peeling back the layers, I was doing that last year. My 3 personal year was about reinventing myself, dropping the layers and showing you guys a more vulnerable side of me, a closer view of who I really am. And wow, does it ever feel good? It feels really good. So my website's completely been redone. Go and check it out. It's just AnnPerryNumerologist.com. But it's been fun. I've had the help of Stephanie Garcia for one, from voiceofdream.com. She was awesome, very patient with me as I rebuilt myself and my website. So you can check that out. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys was that I pulled a card, which is really quite amazing. I pulled a card for the group, for whoever, this message is for whoever showed up today. I pulled it from Soul's Journey Cards, my favorite deck. It's James Van Prague, Soul's Journey Lesson Cards. You can see my book's a little beaten up because I use it all the time. And the message that came up for the group is this one, Perseverance. And it says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Isn't that in line with the 3 universal year? So let me read that to you. As a soul, you are on a mission in this physical dimension. You are the only one who knows the correct path to take. Your intuition, your connection to spirit, is your compass. You have the power to stay the course, and you are stronger and more determined than you might first think. In order to experience many successes in life, you must mature and realize the strength within yourself and the quality of inner courage. Life doesn't just happen. We must make it happen. And it's natural for us in this human school to shy away from what we believe to be difficult, because we concern ourselves with how other will perceive us. We're afraid of failure, fear of ridicule, or coming up short. Now's the time to make the proper changes and take risks and do things you never thought you could before. Your soul must learn to become aware of its inner strength. Live the joyfulness your soul yearns for and engage in activities you have always wanted to try but were afraid that you'd fail at. Your soul would not yearn for something that you couldn't accomplish. You have the strength and the fortitude to be capable of greatness. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that a great message? It made me think as I was reading this, not that long ago, I channeled something, came through the pipes, doesn't always, but sometimes on this particular day it did. And it was intended for everybody that I have contact with, and it was intended for me and a lot of other people. But it was the fact that, many of us fear rejection. Many of us fear that we're not good enough. And I've got to say, I've battled that too for a long time. And when I got this message, the message said, you never have to be afraid of what you don't know. You don't ever have to be afraid of disappointing somebody's expectations, right? You never have to feel that you're going to let somebody down, because the person who's attracted to you on a vibrational level is attracted to you based on what you already know. So you don't have to worry about what you don't know, right? Worrying about what you don't know and what's coming up in the future and whatnot is futile, because the future doesn't exist. We can't touch it. We can't reach it. It's not there. It doesn't exist. Future never exists, right? The only thing that exists is right now in this moment. So if we believe in divine perfection, we have to understand that we are perfect right now. We have everything we need right now. We know everything we need to know right now. And once I got past my fear of not being able to deliver a good product, a good reading, intuitive insights, all that stuff that I was so afraid I'm not going to deliver the perfect experience for everybody. Once I got past that and realized that, I already know what they need to know, or they wouldn't be drawn to me in the first place. Once I could get past that, oh my God, it's just so much easier. I don't even worry about it anymore. So I'm challenging you to maybe adopt the same philosophy, to understand that you're perfect just the way you are, that you have everything you need, that don't worry about not feeling good enough, right? We all have a certain degree of that, but the sooner you can kick that crap to the curb, the better off you're going to be. And if you're going to reinvent yourself this year, why not adopt that philosophy that you're already perfect, right? Every single day brings new perfection. The fact that you listened today, maybe you gathered something from my message. I like to believe that whoever tunes in gets something, right? So anyway, let me just check these messages here. Lauren's being pushed to do things differently. Awesome. Sean Rose is here, and Cindy Gordon. Hey, girls, good to see you. Cindy Gordon, I'm so sorry. Here, I can only get better from here. You're right. Absolutely. Thank you. Hey, Allison. Hey, Charles. Warm, vibrant waves being sent right back to you. Okay, so Leanne Barrios, you're saying your year started horrible with the separation. Okay, I grant you that's tough. There's no question. I can't sugarcoat that for you. Of course it's tough, but honestly, the way that you respond to what you're going through is what is going to determine your reality. Okay, so if you choose to be down, it's okay, but you got to say, I choose to be down. If you choose to be sad, that's okay, but you got to say, I'm choosing to be sad today, not he's making me sad or she's making me sad, right? Or this happened to me, it's making me sad, because then you're just a victim, right? So it's okay to feel bad for a while. It's okay, but you got to own it, because if you own it, you can move from it. If you don't own it and you blame somebody else for it, you hand it to them, you can't change that, right? So big hugs to you. Hey, Zdenko, good to see you, buddy. And Rita is here. Hey, Rita, all the way in Ottawa. Sherry Dawson Moody, love you, girlfriend. Allison Gagne, December 17th, I ended my relationship and I feel good about it. Had to end. I'm going to work on loving myself more. Yes, awesome. Big hearts going out to you, girlfriend. That's awesome. Hey, Kara, good to see you. All about collaborations and working with others this year. You got it. That's it. I'm sorry to hear that, Lauren. That's awful. That's awful. And I know that that's a difficult time, but I know that your cousin is in a better place for sure. Yeah, good for you. You're learning to love your best life now. That's awesome. Challenge accepted. Good stuff, girlfriend. That's from Kathy Simmons. Australia in May. Good for you, Lauren. Got the lesson? Good. Deborah Conrad. Love to see you, girlfriend. That's awesome. Hey, Sharon Moonbeam. Hey, Sudanna Dawn Simpson. Dawn Pinson. Good to see you. Had a great session with your daughter recently. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Sharon, love my glasses, my pen. Well, matchy tape. All right? Like, seriously? This is the new look for 2019? No, that was purely accidental. I wish I could take more credit for that, but thank you. Energy of intention is powerful. You are so right, Piper Lynn. You know what? This is so good. I'm glad you brought that up, because it's absolutely true. Our intention is everything. And sometimes I think we fail to set intentions. And one of the things I've started to do prior to going live, prior to working with any of my clients and whatnot, is to light a candle. Okay, that's my new 2019 thing. I see a lot of people in the course of a day, readings back to back, and I just got to clear myself and recognize that it's a new intention for every single person and every experience. So thanks for reminding us of that. Hey, Carolyn, good to see you. Jeremy Rose, he's in the building. Good to see you too. And Cynthia. Peace to you, Raj. And with your new, Janet, you're having a difficult time with your new supervisor. Okay, your new supervisor, the son of a bitch that they are, man or woman, doesn't matter, are your greatest gifts. Honestly, this is going to give you, I remember this. I remember being in another business before I had the courage to step into my numerology business 100%. And I remember this guy just pushing my buttons so hard. And guess what? He was strategically placed there. Spirit put him in place in front of me, right? To insult me, to offend me, to hurt my feelings, to cause me to go home in tears. And then I had to dust myself off and say, okay, I can choose to be beaten up by this guy, or I can choose to rise above it. I can choose to say, thank you for putting this person in front of me, right? Thank you for the lessons I'm learning from this. Because what's the point otherwise, right? You can be victimized, or you can be grateful for the opportunity to learn what you need to learn. Because what's going to happen is you're going to learn what you need to learn, and then you're going to get out, right? You're going to move, or they'll move on because they can't have any power over you. So that can help. That can work as well. Hey, Suzanne, great card message. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Great. I'm glad that was perfect for you, Sharon. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Hey, Sonia. Michelle, thank you. I'm not sure why I'm stumbled upon this feed right now, but it was definitely meant for me. You know what? That's always the way. People fall into my company for whatever reason, right? So I'm glad you're here. You too, Jeremy. Love you, buddy. Hey, Sheila, good to see you. Thinking you're in Florida right now. I hate you. I'm just kidding. Darylyn, good to see you too. Teresa. So you know what? When we say Happy New Year, you know what? We can choose to make this a Happy New Year, or we can choose to fall short. You know, we can choose to hang on to last year's crap, whatever that was. But again, attitude of gratitude, buddy. Like if you just can rise above the obstacle and see it as your gift, it won't matter what happens to you this year. You're going to be able to really, really make significant use of it. Hey, Jenny from Australia, good to see you. I'm glad it was insightful. That's great. Choose to be happy. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, you're still in Nova Scotia. Yes, we do need to get together soon. I see wine in our future, Sheila. So that's good. I always see wine in my future. It's all good. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Unless anybody has any questions or anything. Hey, Tracy from New Zealand, thanks for joining me. I just want to say thank you for last year, too. I mean, last year was a big transformation for me, and you guys were very patient as I went through it. Thank you for waiting for the last week or so as I've been trying to gather my thoughts after the tragedy that we went through. And just make it your best year ever. Choose to make this your best year ever. It's all in your hands. Nobody can make you feel anything unless you choose to feel it. So why not feel great? The year of three, the universal year of three, is all about joy. It's all about happiness. I know that sounds fluffy, but I'm telling you, there's a rhythm to the universe where one year it's a little bit heavier than the other. Last year was a heavy year. This year's gonna be a lighter year. So let's take advantage of it. We got 365 days of it. 4 of them are already gone, right? So let's do the best we can with it. If you're curious to know what your personal year is, by the way, you might not know what that is. 2019 is a 3 universal year. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9 equals 12. 1 and 2 equals 3. Okay, now just add your month of birth by reducing that to a single number. So if you're born in December, it's going to come down as a 3. If you're born in May, it's going to come down as a 5. So just bring it down as a single digit. Bring your day down as a single digit and add it to 3. That's going to tell you what your personal year is. If you want to know more about that, you can either go to my website to check out the video, AnnPerryNumerologist.com, or you can go to YouTube. Check me out on YouTube. So yeah. Any other questions or anything before I go? You're so welcome. I'm glad you're able to tune in. Hey, Paula, good to see you. Happy New Year, girl. Anyway, love you guys. I really do. I feel so grateful. I really feel that last year I really stepped it up and stepped into who I am, what I'm meant to do, and it's becoming clearer and clearer to me. And without you guys tuning in occasionally and supporting me, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So thank you for that. I wish you all the very, very best. Love you all, and choose to make this the best year ever. Take care, guys. Bye for now.